Hi, my name is Sarah Preston, and you may have found me through Sarah Preston Healthy Living. I am an integrative health practitioner and certified fitness and nutrition coach for women over 40. I have a specialty in menopause and metabolism. I generally help women over 40, but of course, I've helped women of all ages. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey to eating in maintenance and then eating in a deficit. And I'm going to explain what that means to you. Eating in maintenance means that you are eating at macros or calories where you can maintain your weight. You can maintain your body, your weight. It's basically what your body needs. A calorie deficit is going to be lower than what you are expending. So you're eating less than the energy you're outputting. So less input, more output. When you're at maintenance, they're both the same. So you're eating about the same amount of calories as you are burning during the day. And there's a range, it's not always an exact, like, okay, 2000 calories every single day. Usually it can be give or take 100 calories or so is your maintenance range. So why would we want to eat in maintenance? Especially, I hear this from clients, especially if I haven't hit my weight loss goal. I still have 20 pounds to lose. Why would I want to eat in maintenance? And I'm going to tell you why in a second. So the great benefit of eating at your maintenance calories, maintenance macros, is that you get to really, really nourish and support your body. So you support that thyroid, which is responsible for your metabolism, partially responsible for your metabolism. You can lower cortisol. You can build muscle when you are eating more. So technically, you should be in a surplus in order to build muscle, but you need food to build your muscle. You need food. It's just, that's how it happens. And so, it also happens with, lifting heavy weights, but the more you're able to eat, the more muscle you're able to build. And then in turn, the more muscle you have, the easier it is to lose weight, which is why a lot of times we see muscle gain and fat loss at the same time. But this is going to help you build muscle. Your energy levels. More food equals more energy. And then you can go harder in your workouts. So that also helps you, build muscle. And for enjoyment of life, like eating more food is fun. It's nice because you have a nice buffer if you want to go out to eat, or if if you want to add on just more food. It just feels good and you feel more full. And it really is, eating in maintenance really is kind of fun. And you want to try to keep it still whole foods, but it's kind of nice to not have to feel like you're restricting, or, it's a lot easier to track if you're tracking macros because you have a lot more room. So, the thing about maintenance that I find is the hardest is the mindset around it. So like I said before, okay, you still have 10 or 20 pounds to lose, what you're going to increase my calories, my macros, you're going to make me eat more when I'm trying to lose weight. And that mindset is really hard. The scale could go up a few pounds. For me, I gradually, and this is what I do with my clients too, gradually increased from where I was. I was at about 1,800 calories, 18 to 19, and I gradually increased up to about 2,350, which is a lot. So that's like 500, but let's just say 500 calories more, 400 to 500 calories more than I was eating. Now, I have to say, I wasn't doing a great job at tracking before I went into this maintenance phase. And it was part of the reason I wanted to do this, was so that it gave me some accountability to tracking every single day. because I don't believe you have to track year round. I mean, unless you have specific goals, I don't believe you need to track, but, so it gave me this accountability to track and see what I actually was eating. And when you're not tracking, you tend to, snack here and there. It's a lot easier to throw in pizza on a Friday and go out to eat and not really worry about what you're having, which is great. That's life. But when I got back to maintenance and started tracking, and worked my way up, we were trying to I was working with a coach. I highly suggest, if you are going to do any of this, that you work with a coach who knows what they're doing and who can be an unbiased opinion to you, because we are hard on ourselves. We want to quit on ourselves. If we see the scale go up a pound, we're like, oh, I'm dropping my calories again. So you need a coach who can give you that tough love and really be objective in walking you through the process. So what she had me doing was slowly increasing and weighing myself daily so that I could see the fluctuations on the scale and also notice if there was a big jump, if my body stayed there. So was I slowly increasing 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds? I mean, that's to be expected. It takes 3,500 calories to gain a pound, 3,500 calories over what you are eating or over your maintenance. So then if you're putting on muscle, you're also probably gaining some weight. So I saw a little bit of weight loss at first, and probably just because I was tracking better. And then I stayed the same for a few weeks. And then after September, October, probably after about 3 months, when I was increasing calories every single week. So when I got up to 2350, 24, I had like Thanksgiving was in there and I had like 25 that day. I started to gain weight and I kind of freaked out a little bit, like, what's going on? Should I stop? So we watched it really closely and I did end up gaining 4 pounds, but guess what? That is okay. It is okay, because I was planning on going into a deficit after that. We'll talk about deficit in a second. But I would know I was putting on muscle because I was lifting heavier, because I was eating more food. I was able to put that food to good use in my workouts. So I stopped at the 2350. I'm like, I'm not going any higher because I've gained 4 pounds. Took it back down a little bit, and I figured out that my maintenance is probably somewhere around 2,200 calories. So I know that for the future. And that's really amazing, because then that helps me to know where I need to be when I go in a cut, in a deficit, to, lose body fat. And so the goal here was to gain muscle. I did it mainly to see what my maintenance calories were and to build muscle. I know that when you're after 40, it is hard to build muscle, and I want to continue to maintain and build muscle. So I did it for that reason, and I did start to build muscle. And then I knew like, okay, this is where, I would start to gain weight. So it's really nice to know that. But it's hard to gain weight, and you're like, oh my gosh, 4 pounds. I had been maintaining that same weight for a long time. And I thought, now what am I going to do? Now I really do have to go into a deficit to try to lose it. So there's a little bit of mind games there, but I'm really, really happy that I did it. And I will probably do it again. I'm kind of on my way there now. So the next thing that I did was I went into a calorie deficit. And a deficit, like I said, is eating less calories than you're burning. So I took mine back down to about 1,700 calories. And I didn't see much change for about 4 weeks. And so I can totally relate to my clients who come to me after doing all the things for 4 weeks, and they're like, I haven't seen anything happen. I get it. That was the same with me. But I kept going. And after 8 weeks, I lost a total of 6 pounds, which was 2 pounds, lower than I was when I started the maintenance. So I was able to lose that 6 pounds, even though I hadn't lost anything in the first 4 weeks. I'm telling you guys, it is not a quick process, especially if you're over 40. You have to be a little bit more dialed in if you are struggling. I don't lose weight easily. It's never been that way for me. I don't just like, some people can, whatever, pay attention to their food, and in 2 weeks they've dropped 5 pounds. That's not been the case for me. You've seen pictures, you may have seen pictures of me. Check out my Instagram, where I gained 15 pounds in perimenopause, and that belly fat was not easy for me to get off. Nothing was working until I started this current program that I coach. So I knew what to do. I knew what I needed to do, and I knew I needed to dial it in, which was not easy over the holidays. I started this in December, and so I still enjoyed treats. I still went to Florida to see my family over Christmas. So I was definitely not perfect by any means. But once then I was able to dial it a little bit more in. I actually went down averaging about 1,600 calories and was able to see that weight loss. So the goal though is that you're not losing muscle. So you still have to continue to weight train and hit the same amount of protein as you did in your maintenance phase. So you keep protein the same, so that you can keep that muscle. The other things that helped me, I wrote some of them down here. So you guys want to say hi to Hank? Hank, sleeping. Hank, say hi to the people. That's all he does, is sleep all day until he sees somebody outside or a squirrel or something. Okay. So one thing that helped me is not eating like bars and shakes, because when you're in a deficit, you really want to eat that volume of food. So you want to eat the whole foods, like the volume of eating your protein as a food, not as like a shake that you're drinking, because it fills you up more. It keeps you more satiated, I think. And just because it's more, more volume of food. So skip the bars and the shakes if you are hungry in your deficit. And that will probably help. Of course, cutting alcohol is like super helpful. A lot of people don't realize how many calories, and not just the calories in the alcohol, but it really does. It does make you hold on to fat. Your body has to prioritize getting that toxin out of your body before it's going to prioritize fat burning. So if you're drinking, even just on the weekends, sometimes you're kind of sabotaging your efforts. Just the thing about the deficit is that we really only want to be in a deficit for about 12 weeks, 3 months, which sounds like a long time, but it's really not that long. So you want to make the most of that time, but knowing that it's only going to be 8 to 12 weeks can really help you to dial it in more. Just knowing like, okay, I can do this for, this amount of time. And sprints and walking. So I do sprints once a week, just very short 20-second sprints. And, I only do about 10 of those. So 20 seconds of running, 40 seconds of walking, 10 times. Sprints, I think, really help, especially with belly fat, and tons of walking. Like the more steps you can get, the better. Because steps are a very low impact, easy way to burn calories, to help you to see results. And then fiber really helps. Surprisingly, hitting 30 grams of fiber every day can really be a game changer. Making sure that your digestion is on point. Those are the main things that really helped me. So, if you have any questions about this, please comment below, reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you're a client of mine, I'm happy to chat, as we talk about maintenance in my VIP. I think that you'll really learn that it's not something to be super scared of. It is something that we kind of need to do throughout the year. I am now done with that deficit and I'm slowly working my way back up. And I won't go all the way up to that 2,200 calories. I will probably land around 2,000, 2,100. Just because I want to give myself a little bit of a buffer for, meals out and ice cream or whatever. So that is my plan. I'm slowly working my way up. And trying to keep things whole foods, because that really does make a difference. So please comment below. Let me know if this was helpful. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss my other videos. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.